This is delicious. And having ice cream in the winter chill just somehow makes it all the more tastier. And if you're ever in doubt, vanilla is the safest bet because you can hardly go wrong with it. Just like a Hyundai car, you can hardly ever go wrong with one. And if it happens to be the new Hyundai Aura, well, vanilla seems to be the flavor of the season.
Don't ever let them see you sweat. They'll see it as a weakness and defeat you until they get everything they want and leave you with the rest. Now is that what you want? Cause if it's not, you need your best.
Well, it just so happens that we received the Hyundai Aura in white and the reference to vanilla becomes a little more obvious. You see, white isn't really an interesting color for a car, just like in ice cream. I mean, it needs a dash of chocolate syrup and a sprinkling of chocolate chips to add that depth of flavor. And that's exactly what the Xcent needed. A dash of the stylish front end of the Nios, as well as a big fat boot to give it an aura of its own.
I got mine, now get yours. They only take it if you let them.
And this aura brings in a bit Nios to make a grand entrance. Confused? Well, Nios in Irish means more, and that means that the aura not only borrows the styling cues of the Grand i10 Nios, but brings in a little bit more. Take for example this new grille, which adds two boomerang-shaped LED DRLs, as well as this sporty black finish and a brand new badge. The hatchback, the Grand i10 Nios, adds a 402-litre boot to its overall design, and then there is this blacked out C-pillar to take away some of that bulky visual mass from the rear end. And once you do come around to the rear end, it hits you visually just as a guava chili ice cream would hit your taste buds. The burst of flavor, at first you don't know what to make of it, but then once you start breaking down the ingredients, you eventually end up calling it an acquired taste.
Don't let them, go and get them. We in the big league, make it big.
But I'm pretty sure you're curious about that badge, aren't you? We're driving the Aura in Indore today, and that's quite an apt venue considering that the city is known for its mouth-watering street food, much like this new engine in the Aura. It's a 1-litre turbo petrol engine borrowed from the venue, the sound of which will make you salivate thinking about the performance on offer. Indore is also known as the cleanest city in India and has been so 3 years in a row, much like this 100 PS turbo petrol, which pulls strongly off the line and then pulls clean all the way up till its 6,500 RPM red line without a hiccup. In-gear acceleration is strong too, and that's despite the tall ratios of this 5-speed gearbox, which makes light work of traffic as well because it doesn't beg for downshifts. Even overtaking is easy and fun because, again, no downshift means a generous dab on the throttle and you're looking at these numbers on the speedometer trying to play catch up.
I won't give up, I'm not scared, I'm trying.
Sure, there's no pop, crackle and bang from the exhaust like the Tata JTB twins, neither is there a whoosh from the turbo blow-off valve, but it definitely manages to put a smile on your face. The revised chassis of the Nios is what also underpins the Aura, and that means that the dynamics are pretty sorted. And then Hyundai went a step further to stiffen up the springs as well as quicken the steering on the turbo variants. What they've also managed to achieve in the process is a decent ride quality and a good amount of comfort while going over bumps and undulations. But look at this. The width of the cabin is just about an arm's length from where I'm sitting, and that's really not enough when compared to the segment king, the Maruti Suzuki Dzire or even the Honda Amaze, which means that the Aura actually has the narrowest cabin in its class. So 3 people back here is going to be a bit of a squeeze. Although the saving grace is the generous amount of knee room on offer even for taller occupants. What they will complain about though is the restricted headroom, and that's because Hyundai decided to recline the seat back for the Aura to compensate for the sloping roofline. The rear passengers do get dedicated aircon vents, a 12-volt charger, while the front passengers enjoy the funky design of the dashboard along with an 8-inch touchscreen loaded with the latest connectivity features, wireless charging, a cool glove box and automatic climate control, as well as a few other features depending on the variant you choose. So what we have here is a car that looks good, well for the most part, drives pretty well, especially this turbo petrol version, and offers you a lot of trims to choose from. It even comes at a very attractive price point to make it a lucrative option against its competition. What it's not though is big on space, and it trades that off for the features on offer. And that's unfortunately all the time that we have with the new Hyundai Aura in Indore. My name is Abhik. Thank you for watching Powerdrift. Vanilla, chocolate fondue, anyone?